pressure on our currency today is that we are import dependent.
Intervene to stop depreciation of Naira against dollar, House of Representatives tells CBN.
It is important for northern Nigeria to recover its senses, to go back to the drawing board, see where things have gone wrong, and try to correct them.
Deteriorating state of education in the North. Stakeholders re-strategize as conference on education opens.
Criminal misappropriation, contrary to Section 308, punishable under Section 309. The finding was guilty.
Nigerian Army court-martials general to serve 7 years behind bars for stealing. Hello and welcome to the Network News. I am Olajide Bello, and joining me from Lagos is Adiola Komiakiri. Remember, you can watch this broadcast live on our website nta.ng/live and on our other social media handles displayed on your screen for updates. Now let's head to the Red Chambers. The National Social Investment Program Agency, NSIPA, may soon be transferred to the presidency from the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs for enhanced efficiency, transparency and accountability. The NSIPA Act Amendment Bill has passed second reading at the Senate. National Assembly correspondent Lami Ali reports.
The bill, sponsored by Senate leader Ogbeyemi Bamidele, enumerated the essence of the amendments which other lawmakers agreed would enhance social welfare.
The passage of this bill will ensure continuity and sustainability of the National Social Investment Program Agency as a reliable tool to solve poverty problems in Nigeria.
It's something that will help the poor of the poor. We are here for them. They are the most vulnerable.
Every beneficiary of government petrol would be very proud to be named in various communities that, yes, indeed, government recognizes me and government has seen my plight. And the person will go to church, will go to the mosque to go and pray for government.
The Defense Industry Corporation of Nigeria Repeal and Reenactment Bill, which seeks support to DICON to improve local production of weapons and other defense equipment for Nigerian armed forces, has also been passed. Senate resolved to investigate crude oil theft in the Niger Delta region following a motion from Senator Ned Nwoko and 2 other senators.
There have been accusations and counter-accusations of oil bunkering and various other crimes. These allegations underscore the significant level of sabotage.
Combined total of what you can cut away in drums cannot explain 500,000 barrels per day being stolen.
The menace of insurgency and terrorism in Niger State and other parts of Nigeria was raised by Sani Musa as Senate calls for the deployment of troops to protect the unarmed population.
Those who sponsor illegal mining also found banditry and cattle rustling in mining communities in order to incite violence among cattle breeders and rearers.
The motion from Senator Sunday Katung calling for assistance to ginger farmers in Kaduna State following an estimated 10 billion naira loss due to the outbreak of disease was adopted.
Disturbed about the public health risk of this deadly disease because research has revealed that organisms that affect plants may develop some sort of host jumping.
Meanwhile, the Chairman Senate Committee on Federal Roads Maintenance Agency, Senator Babangida Hussaini, has, as the inaugural meeting of the committee said, Parliament will key into the present administration's agenda of improving road infrastructure across the country. From the National Assembly, Lami Ali, NTA News.
Meanwhile, President of the Senate, Godswill Akpabio, has called for deepening of collaborations between Nigeria and the United States. He made the call while addressing a delegation from the American Embassy in Nigeria led by the Charge of Affairs, David Green. Akpabio noted the role of the United States in entrenching democracy and democratic values across the world. He urged the American government not to relent in its role of providing leadership in the global community.
I look forward to collaborating with you. Please link us properly with your Congress people and the Democratic Institute in America for us to have proper training and retraining in order to build capacity for our own legislators in general, not just in the Senate, not just in the House of Representatives, but across the nation.
President of the Senate, as well as those present to congratulate them, to introduce myself and to simply express my aspiration that we be able to work together to achieve great things for both the Nigerian and the American people.
Mr. Green said his team is seeking collaborative efforts with the Nigerian Senate on multiple fronts. He was hopeful that both countries can find ways to work together for the collective good of the Nigerian people. And from the Green Chambers, the House of Representatives has passed a resolution urging the Central Bank of Nigeria to urgently implement monetary policy adjustments to reclaim and stabilize the naira from its free fall against the dollar. Sequel to a motion by Representative Ismaila Haruna Dabo, the House mandated its Committee on Banking Regulation to also investigate the use of US dollars and other foreign currencies as legal tender for domestic transactions in the country. National Assembly correspondent Mitaire Ikpen has details.
Mr. Speaker,
Representative Ismaila Haruna Dabo in his motion calls attention to the rising naira to dollar exchange rate, saying it is taking a toll on transactions affecting the common man and instigating speculative activities in the forex market.
As the value of the naira continues to lose value and depreciate against the dollar and other foreign currencies, foreign investors may be deterred from investing in Nigeria. This is 200 cedi, is of Ghana, is equivalent to 14,800 naira of Nigerian money.
His motion stirs a debate on measures needed to stabilize the naira.
If you want to fly some of the foreign airlines, they charge you in dollars. Mr. Speaker, it is illegal and it should be stopped.
What is putting pressure on our currency today is that we are import dependent.
We all have wars abroad. We all change naira to dollars. We are all guilty of this. The central bank governor has been confirmed now for almost 2 weeks. We have not had a policy statement from the central bank governor on this very, very important subject matter.
If it were in a developed country that you wake up the next day and the currency shift a little bit, somebody will leave his job.
Majority Leader Julius Ihonwere led a debate on the resolution asking the Federal Ministry of Works to urgently reconstruct dilapidated federal highways in Edo State, which connect the South-South geopolitical zone to other parts of the country.
Whether you are coming in from the north, you can pass through Edo State, from the east, from the southwest, south-south, all go through Edo State, but there are no roads. People are spending 1 week, several weeks in those areas.
Following a motion of urgent public importance, the House urged the Federal Ministry of Agriculture and Rural Development to immediately take steps towards combating the strange fungi disease affecting ginger production in Kaduna State.
The fungal disease affecting ginger production in southern Kaduna has become an epidemic, which has caused the farmers to lose over 10 billion worth of ginger sales. And the disease is still rapidly destroying their crops.
20 outstanding bills from the 9th Assembly were referred to the Committee of the Whole for reconsideration, including the Broadcasting Practitioners Council of Nigeria Establishment Bill 2023. From the National Assembly, Mitaire Ikpen, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has expressed support for the adoption of the concrete for construction of major federal roads across the country. Minister of Works Dave Mahi revealed this while briefing State House correspondent after meeting with the president this Tuesday. The minister, who alleged sharp practices in the sector to detriment of the country and its people, promised to checkmate forces conniving with contractors to frustrate government's efforts at development.
Our land that is gang up by contractors, but there is no going back. And Mr. President is backing this position. We are offering alternative. And what is the alternative? The alternative is for you to go to Apapa Oshodi Expressway and see what they are doing on concrete. Every day you have over 500 static loads from the wharf loaded on that road. You will not see any crack. No asphalt work, no matter who did it, can sustain that. And so we are saying that concrete is very friendly with water. And so we want you, contractor, to have an alternative. There is a catalyst in the use of concrete pavement. It will create jobs for our people. Everything about the construction is local. 10 manufacturers of cement have indicated interest to build cement factories. That is good for economy. It will reduce pressure on the naira. The road is going to be much more durable, and some people say it's more expensive. It's not more expensive.
The resolve of the current administration not to commence new road projects yet, but to complete the ongoing ones, which total about 18,897 kilometers.
And so with this kind of mechanism on the volatility of the international oil market, which has the consequences on the asphalt, because it's a byproduct of refinery, and also the dollar pressure, the pressure on the naira, we are saying, if you are doing asphalt, please let us have a contract so that you will not vary the contract beyond 5%, which is what is allowed in the contract. So, and you are not going to import adulterated bitumen.
Musbao Dan Wahab reports that the minister seeks the support of Nigerians in ensuring that contractors do not shortchange the country with construction of substandard roads in the country any longer. Minister of the Federal Capital Territory, Nyesom Wike, has led another enforcement team to the scavengers colony in Mabushi, directing the immediate removal of all contravening structures on the proposed transitway corridor along Mabushi and Katampe districts of Abuja. Onoze Yakubu has the details.
Visibly disturbed by the ugly development, the FCT Minister Nyesom Wike gave directive for the immediate removal of the scavengers colony.
This is an eyesore, so make sure you clear this immediately. It's most unfortunate what was here. Very, very unfortunate. I don't think we are like that, so it's not a question of giving them notice. There is no notice. You must chase them out now.
And in compliance with this marching order, the combined enforcement team commenced removal of the colony, mostly affected as scavengers, mechanic and furniture workshops, while cashew plantations were pulled down.
This location is like a kind of scavengers colony, situated within the proposed transitway corridor between Mabushi and Katampe district. So looking at the situation now, due to the security challenges all over the country, this present use of this area is not conducive.
On whether the owner of the cashew plantation will be given compensation, the director of the Development Control Department explains that the first priority is to secure the place serving as criminal hideout and posing threats to people's lives. To this end, he adds that the Federal Capital Development Authority has been directed to do the needful in securing the cleared road corridor. Onoze Yakubu, NTA News.
The Minister of Information and National Orientation, Mohammed Idris, says Nigerian Television Authority (NTA) remains the most enduring pillar of information dissemination in Nigeria, with abundant prospects to drive the administration's value reorientation program. This was during the minister's official familiarization visit to the agencies under the ministry. Saliu Gwanara reports.
51 days after assuming office as the Minister of Information and National Orientation, NTA headquarters in Abuja was the minister's first port of call. NTA's Director General Saliu Abdul Hamid Dembos led top management staff of the organization as they took the minister's team on a tour of the major operation areas where the minister had the opportunity to see for himself both men and equipment of the largest television network in Africa, the NTA.
I'm equally pleased to note that you have commissioned 3 new expansive new studios. Of course, I saw all of them. One is still in the making. You have no doubt recorded a lot of progress. I mean, whatever you say about the NTA, it has recorded tremendous progress. One of my ambitions as the Honorable Minister of Information and National Orientation is to ensure the modernization of the public information platforms under my oversight, of which NTA is the most prominent.
We're able to also expand coverage to reach more viewers through various platforms, including live streaming. Leading in the news breaking through building a strong and reliable network of reportage and correspondence with established some bureaus in the UK, in the US, Egypt, Kenya, Ghana, and of course, South Africa.
The minister reaffirmed his primary mandate to ensure radical reforms of the public media organizations, particularly the Nigerian Television Authority, to sustain its reforms as the leading public broadcaster in Nigeria. He commended the digitization and modernization efforts of the management and promised his support. The Director General and top management staff of the National Broadcasting Commission also played host to the Minister of Information and National Orientation for the first time in about a decade. Here, Mohamed Idris said digital switchover is a mandate his ministry will pursue.
It's important for NBC to step up its public engagement, for people to understand that the NBC is not just about sanction, it is also about its capacity to help the industry to grow, to help broadcasters to reach their potential.
Permit me, Honorable Minister, to inform you that the debt profile of broadcasters is over 3 billion naira as of today.
The minister urged the staff of the prospective agencies to focus attention on the renewed hope agenda towards building a more prosperous Nigeria. In Abuja, Saliu Gwanara, NTA News.
You're watching the Network News. We pause for some messages now. The news continues shortly.
I promise that I shall remain committed and serve faithfully. I also invite all to join this enterprise to make our beloved nation into its better self. We can do it. We must do it. We shall do it.
Take it from me, the mind-blowing way to do things is the Glow LTE advanced way. When you stream, it's like you're in the drama itself. When you make calls, you reach where others can't. Coffee! Doing business is like running Wall Street from your street. And when you play,
I did beat the guy. We'll see about that.
It's like traveling the world without moving an inch.
Is that Toby in your room?
You can download in the blink of an eye in 4K.
Go, go.
And when you go for your dreams, it's like running with the strength of 3 nations behind you.
Glow LTE Advanced, the power of 3 data networks in one. Get a Glow SIM or dial *301#.
The Federal Ministry of Health, through the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, in collaboration with partners, are commencing vaccination of girls aged 9 to 14 years with HPV vaccine to protect them against cervical cancer. It is estimated that Nigeria records more than 12,000 new cases of cervical cancer with about 8,000 deaths every year. It is the second most common cause of cancer deaths among women. But the good news is cervical cancer can be prevented with vaccination. In line with global cervical cancer elimination strategy of vaccination, screening, early diagnosis, and treatment, the HPV vaccine, which prevents against cervical cancer, will be administered to girls aged 9 to 14 years in schools, communities, and all primary healthcare facilities from 24th October 2023. Protect our girls against cervical cancer and other HPV-related diseases by vaccination with HPV vaccine. HPV vaccine and all other vaccines are free, safe, and effective. Women of reproductive age and above are encouraged to go for screening. For further inquiries, call the following NPH CDA toll-free number 7722. This message is from the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency with support from partners.
morning.
My life is a whole lot easier now, even when I'm working from home. I still get everything done.
Workout track.
And faster too. Guys, I'll make my decision and get back to you. I take my meetings uninterrupted. Video call Catherine.
Calling Catherine.
Check in with Bay. No cracks. Go, go, go! Behind you, behind you! And when it's time to bond with my friends across the globe, I connect seamlessly, all thanks to my Airtel router.
Delivery is here.
Thank you. Be like me. Stay connected always with the Airtel home broadband.
Who are you talking to?
It's nothing.
You're talking to me?
Nope.
Airtel, a reason to imagine.
Does your toothpaste give you complete fresh protection? New Close-Up Toothpaste Complete Fresh Protection takes care of your 5 important oral care needs. It gives you strong teeth, prevents tooth holes, cleans deeply, fights bacteria, and gives you fresh breath. Complete fresh protection from Close-Up.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather? Why did you let him go? He might fall ill.
And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with Germ Defense gives you protection. Rainy season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's Germ Defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
Thanks for being there. And to election matters. Ahead of the governorship elections in Bayelsa, Imo and Kogi states, INEC has released the number of voters in each of the states. Bayelsa State has 1,056,862 registered voters. Imo State has 2,419,922 and 1,932,654 voters in Kogi State. A statement by INEC National Commissioner for Information, Sam Olumekun, says soft copies of the complete register of voters for each state will be presented to the political parties participating in the elections. 16 political parties are sponsoring candidates in Bayelsa State, 17 in Imo State, and all the 18 parties in Kogi State. INEC has also completed preparations for mock accreditation of voters in the 3 states to test run the bimodal voter accreditation system BVAS and upload of polling units results to the INEC result viewing portal IREV. And to the judiciary, the Federal High Court sitting in Abuja has disqualified the Bayelsa State All Progressives Congress candidate in the November 11 governorship election to Imperial Silva. Justice Donatus Okorowo, while delivering verdict in a suit filed by Deme Kolomo, a member of the APC in June 2023, held that Imperial Silva, having been sworn in twice and ruled for 5 years as governor of Bayelsa, would breach the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria 1999 as amended if allowed to contest again. The court cited Supreme Court rulings of Marwa vs. Nyako, providing that the Constitution provides that nobody should be voted for as governor more than 2 times, and that the parties to the suit agreed that Silva was voted into office 2 times. Meanwhile, the All Progressives Congress, APC, says it will appeal the Abuja Federal High Court judgment disqualifying its governorship candidate, Imperial Silva, from the forthcoming election in Bayelsa State. National chairman of the party, Abdullahi Ganduje, who spoke to correspondent Musbad and Wahab at the State House, believes the party has a case to prove in the Court of Appeal.
It's unfortunate that judgment, but we can say that it is democracy in action. But we learned that the person who took the issue to the court of law is not even qualified because he did not contest with the Silva. Therefore, he's not even qualified for him to take the issue to the court. However, last 2 weeks I was in Bayelsa for 2 good days, and I think they were ready, and they are still ready to win the election. Therefore, this is a little distraction anyway, but we will overcome it. We believe the appeal court will give us a positive judgment, so that, but that will not stop us from making arrangement for the forthcoming election, which is coming up on the 11th November 2023.
The Bayelsa State governorship election is about a month away. Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya has presided over the first Gombe State Executive Council meeting of his second administration. Emmanuel Akila reports that the governor asked council members to give their best so that the administration would fulfill its campaign promises to the electorate.
The inaugural State Executive Council meeting, chaired by Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya, is attended by Deputy Governor Manasa Daniel Zato, Secretary to the State Government, Professor Ibrahim Abubakar Njodi, Head of Civil Service, and the newly sworn-in commissioners, after the closed-door meeting which lasted about 2 hours, in which Governor Muhammadu Inuwa Yahaya charged the council members to bring their wealth of experiences to bear on governance for the good of the people.
He called for sacrifice, commitment, hard work, diligence, and most importantly, teamwork in the affairs of governance.
We've achieved quite a lot, making Gombe the first, in the ease of doing business, moving the ranking of Gombe in the Transparency Index from 36 to number 7. We were able to implement the SIFTAS reforms. We were able to earn over 26 billion for Gombe State in grants.
Journalists fielded questions on the focus of the new administration and how ongoing projects would be completed. The Commissioner for Finance also answered questions on the return of biometric attendance register of civil servants in Gombe State, saying it is meant to ensure high productivity and not to witch-hand the workers. In Gombe, Emmanuel Akila, NTA News.
President Bola Tinubu has congratulated the prelate emeritus of the Methodist Church Nigeria, His Eminence Sunday Ola Makinde, on the occasion of his 80th birthday. In a statement by the Special Assistant to the President, Ajuri Ngelale, the Nigerian leader recalled that as a former president of the Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, and leader of the Methodist Church Nigeria, Prelate Makinde contributed greatly to the spiritual growth of Christians under his care and also achieved remarkable milestones in promoting unity within the body of believers, even as he advanced interfaith dialogue between Nigerians of all faiths. He praised that His Eminence will continue to be a blessing to the entire nation. And on health, governments at all levels must address the root cause of poverty, inequality and violence, discrimination to reduce the level of mental issues in the society. Basi Taipa reports these and other issues at the press briefing to mark this year's World Mental Day at the instance of the Ministry of Health and its partners.
World Mental Health Day, among other things, provides an opportunity for government and key players to talk about what needs to be done to make mental health care a reality for people worldwide. In Nigeria, stakeholders expressed concern about the increasing rates of mental health issues and the need for continuous advocacy.
And people with mental health conditions should not be deprived of their human rights or be excluded from making decisions about their own health.
While the Minister of Health State revealed government intentions to change the face of psychiatric hospitals in the country, the coordinating Minister of Health was emphatic on making healthcare services accessible to all Nigerians, including mental health, in line with the renewed agenda of the present administration.
Beyond the traditional mental health issues, bipolar disorder, depression, anxiety, we also have a scourge that we really need to focus more on is rising cases of substance abuse.
This is a hidden epidemic that is with us, and yet we don't see it enough. And I want to call on us as we celebrate this day to look beyond the veil and look closely at the individuals around us. There's no reason for it to be stigmatized.
The theme for this year's celebration is Mental Health, Our Rights, to mobilize efforts in support of mental health care. Basit Taipang, NTA News.
Meanwhile, Governor Babagana Umara Zulum was honored for his outstanding service delivering the provision of primary health care services in Borno State by the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency. The Executive Director and Chief Executive Officer, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, made the presentation of the award at the Government House in Maiduguri. Mohammed Goni reports.
According to the Executive Director, Chief Executive Officer of National Primary Healthcare Development Agency, Dr. Faisal Shuaib, the Award of Excellence is in recognition of Governor Zulum's exceptional commitment to improving primary healthcare services in Borno State.
We are very confident that Borno State will be the template, the star in terms of primary healthcare transformation. So, thank you, it's our pleasure.
Dr. Faisal Shuaib applauded Governor Zulum's outstanding dedication in advancing immunizations and other essential primary healthcare services across Borno State. The NPH-CDA Executive Director also presented to the Governor a compendium of pictures showcasing the efforts of Borno State government in eradicating polio in Nigeria. Governor Zulum expressed gratitude to the National Primary Healthcare Development Agency for finding him worthy of the recognition. He, however, reiterated that such recognition is a call to do more and assured of his commitment to providing quality and affordable healthcare services to the people of Borno. It will be recalled that in May this year, Borno emerged as the overall best performing state in the primary healthcare service delivery and winner of the Northeast Best Performing Zonal Award category. In Maiduguri, Mohammed Goni, NTA News.
Now talking education, concerned about educational status of Northern Nigeria's Ahmadu Bello Memorial Foundation has convened a conference to change the negative trend. Abdullahi Musa Suleja reports.
Out of the 30 states in Nigeria, the North has 19, implying that it has majority over its counterpart in the southern part of the country. But alas, it is educationally backward. The presence of many out-of-school children roaming the streets and other factors are clear reasons why the North needs strong push to get its people more literate.
Unity schools, 112 of them, I think, we are not being able to take up positions in them, in the North.
It is important for Northern Nigeria to recover its senses, to go back to the drawing board, see where things have gone wrong, and try to correct them.
We convened this conference to look at how did we become what we have become. How can we correct?
The need to have an education system that will ensure dynamism and competitive advantage.
This may not be the first time an attempt is made to address the menace, but coming from a foundation carrying a name of the only respected person in his generation, the first premier and the Sardauna of Northern Nigeria, Sir Ahmad Bello, one will say there is light at the end of the tunnel.
Over the past decades, we veered off the road paved by our founding fathers and mothers, and relegated the ideals of education promoted by Sir Ahmad Bello and other great leaders before and after him.
Research has shed light on the challenges faced by the region, but rather to serve as a wake-up call for urgent action.
So many things we have had today, said years back at so many fora. Today, we are back here speaking on the same issues. That shows we are not moving forward.
With more talks, commitment and promises, what is left is matching words with action in order to change the educational fortune of the disadvantaged North. Abdullahi Musa Suleja, NTA News.
Meanwhile, the Nigerian Army has keyed into Yobe State Government's emergency on education to revamp the sector by organizing quiz competition for secondary school students in the state. This is part of non-kinetic strategies employed by the military to map insurgents in the Northeast Theater of Operations. Adam Yusuf has details of the report.
In order to ensure transparency, 2 public secondary schools were selected from each of the 3 senatorial zones in the state, and the winner is expected to compete with successful candidates from Borno and Adamawa on the 26th October. At the zonal competition, the Commander Sector 2, Major General Sarazo, represented by Colonel Bello, despite being part of the Army's corporate social responsibility, says it is expected to shape the youth and students' public opinion toward the Army and also bring the desired unity and understanding among youth in public schools.
This is part of the non-kinetic approach to insurgency recovery in line with efforts and commitment to enhance civil-military cooperation in line with the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General T.A. Lagbaja's intervention programs.
Acknowledging the fact that the northeastern part of the country has suffered years of insurgency, Major General Sarazo noted that the competition has a role to play in sustaining peace by encouraging harmonious collegial civil-military relationship, which ensures free flow of relevant information. Teachers and students express their opinions towards the exercise.
This particular project shows that the Yobe state itself is in peace.
It helps us to increase our knowledge.
In Damaturu, Adam Yusuf, NTA News.
On to security matters, 28 kidnapped victims have been rescued while over 60 suspected kidnappers were killed during a joint security operation by the Vigilante Group and local Hunters Association in Bauchi State. Governor Bala Mohammed, while appreciating the efforts, has donated 30 motorcycles and 10 million naira to fast-track the security operation across Bauchi State. Awal Abdullahi reports.
A community of Tafawa Balewa local government area is one of the security prompt areas contained in the security report by the Bauchi State Police Command. The area is presently facing various acts of banditry and kidnapping, and the operation has led to the deaths of over 60 suspected kidnappers.
And I want to thank the Commissioner of Police and other security agencies for ensuring the rule of engagement in this exercise, for stamping an authority over it, and with my humble self that will continue to give you support. I want to thank the traditional institution for showing leadership, and of course our vigilante, who have been having sleepless nights. This place is the root of the miscreants from the Northwest. My colleagues, the Northwest governors, have come together to fight this scourge of banditry.
I want to reassure the governor and the good people of Tafawa Balewa local government that we will continue to do our best.
The 28 rescued victims have since reunited with their families while the investigation continues under the Bauchi State Police Command. In Bauchi, Awal Abdullahi, NTA News.
And away from security matters, towards building indigenous capacity in the oil and gas industry and creating the enabling environment for businesses to thrive. The federal government is committed to the timely completion of the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board NCDMB Oil and Gas Industrial Park and other projects in Bayelsa State. Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Henneken Lopobri gave the assurance during his visit to project sites in Yenagua, Bayelsa State. Ebinimi Zitimiyola reports.
Project sites visited by the Minister of State for Petroleum Resources, Oil, Senator Henneken Lopobri, was the gas hub situated in Polako, Yenagua local government area. Executive Secretary, NCDMB, who conducted the minister round the facility, said the gas hub is a partnership between the Nigerian Content Development and Monitoring Board and SPDC. The project, sitting on a landmass of about 10.6 hectares, upon completion will create the enabling environment for gas-related businesses to thrive, thereby creating jobs and strengthening the economy. The team also visited the 10 megawatts gas-fired power plant at Elebele and the NCDMB Oil and Gas Industrial Park, EMEA, all in Ogbia local government area, Bayelsa State.
We're going to, support the board in any way that we can to ensure that this is completed within time, so that we'll be able to, make this facility available to those who want to, manufacture, different, products, not only for the oil industry, but for the entire economy, and create jobs, for our team and people.
Building things in Bayelsa is not a piece of cake. It takes time. We were impacted by the flood. We had to slow down, but we are optimistic that first quarter 2024, we will get this facility commissioned.
Other projects visited are the 204-bedroom conference hotel of the NCDMB, fire station and crèche for nursing mothers. The minister, who had earlier met with management and staff of the board, expressed satisfaction with their performance. He promised that the federal government would continue to support the board to deliver on its mandate. In Yenagua, Ebinimi Zitimiyola, NTA News.
A time now to join Adiola in Lagos for stories making the rounds from that zone. Adiola, take it up from here.
Thank you, Olajide. Over 300 pilgrims from Lagos who participated in the 5th batch of Nigeria Christian Pilgrims Commission's NCPC Easter pilgrimage to Israel and Jordan have completed the exercise and are back in the state. Bolaji Akim reports that the pilgrims landed at the Murtala Muhammad International Airport, Lagos in the early hours of Tuesday.
It is the desire of every Christian to embark on pilgrimage to the Holy Land of Israel and Jordan in their lifetime. Achieving this desire no doubt brings smiles and joy to the faces of these pilgrims who no doubt went through spiritual rebirth in a each-free exercise sponsored by the federal government and Nigeria Christian Pilgrim Commission.
We pray for our nation, pray for Jerusalem in Israel, pray for peace in Africa, pray for peace in Nigeria, and pray for peace in the world.
We succeeded in going to every site that we promised to touch from Nigeria.
Some of the pilgrims commended the federal government for adequate security and measures put in place during the exercise.
My experience in Jerusalem was a very fulfilling and rewarding one. We went there to, of course, reaffirm our belief in the Lord Jesus Christ, that He died for us, and that aim has considerably been achieved.
There are so many things that are not in the Bible that you get to learn and understand during the trip. So either you like it or not, it would build you higher spiritually.
The batch is the last for Easter pilgrimage exercise. In Lagos, Bolaji Akim, NTA News.
The Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, has flagged off exercise Clean Sweep at the site of the 2002 Ikeja bomb blast in Lagos with a view of making productive use of a site for the benefit of all Nigerians. Olumide Guntola reports.
Clean Sweep! Exercise Clean Sweep, according to the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, is put in place to ensure the total cleaning and disposal of all unexploded ordnance. This follow-up exercise after 105 truckloads of remnants of unexploded materials were recovered and disposed in 2002 is necessary, sequel to recent discovery of hazardous materials 21 years after.
If there is a large-scale bomb explosion, you give that site some time for the unexploded ordnances to set in. It is called the rest time. And the minimum allowable period for that rest time is 15 years. So we have observed that rest time. Besides that, we have acquired the expertise working in conjunction with our international partners. What we are going to carry out now is a comprehensive disinfection such that we will not need to come back to this site.
The Nigerian Army assured members of the public, especially residents of Lagos and Ogun State, of safety as sophisticated equipment are being used to carry out the exercise, scheduled to end on the 10th of December 2023, in line with international best practices. Similarly, the Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Taoreed Lagbaja, also flagged off exercise Stillwaters 3 in Ibafo, Ogun State, where he charged us to adhere to the rule of engagement. With the flag off of exercise Stillwaters, it is expected at Femi Owode local government area in Ibafo and other areas in the country will be still at Stillwaters. From Ibafo, Olumide Guntola, NTA News.
And those are the stories from Lagos. The news will be back after this time out. To stay with us.
Rider ad. Look what we have here. No expensive shooting and editing. No celebrity explaining to you that you can set your price in the app. No sound design, no graphics. Nothing except low price rides. Get one with Rider.
Enjoy the delicious, nourishing, and satisfying taste of Golden Penny Semovita, my soup's first choice.
You want to become something. Become a child again. Why be a patient? If you must worry, then worry about winning. Why worry about germs? When you come home, bring tales and stories. Why bring in germs?
Shield your families from germs. When Dettol is a part of every household bucket, then you and your family can stay protected from up to 100 illness-causing germs.
Everyday use of Dettol keeps my loved ones protected.
Unwrap joy, unleash taste.
Hello, madam. Would you like to join us on this mission?
Yes, but how?
Just one question. How do you keep your toilet clean?
I use regular detergent and bleach for washing and removing yellow stains. I have been using it for years.
Oh, madam, the regular detergents and bleach are used for washing clothes. To disinfect your toilet, you need Harpic 10X. It is specially made for germs and stains removal. Harpic sticker formula settles on stains and gives 10 times better cleaning.
Wow! Now I'm convinced, Helen Paul.
Really?
Yeah.
The next house is yours.
Something new is about to hit your imagination of TV.
A brand new sundial with StarTime's inbuilt technology. New TV innovation with an inbuilt decoder that connects you to both StarTime's antenna and satellite signal. StarTime Sundial TV, you can enjoy over 300 local and international channels, 1 month StarTime's highest bouquet for free, automatic system update. More benefits, more affordable. StarTimes Sundial TV is available in all StarTimes branches and dealers countrywide. StarTimes Inside, entertainment inbuilt.
Bye, Mom.
He's going to play in this weather. Why did you let him go? He might fall ill. And if he doesn't go out for practice, how will he win more trophies? To protect our family from illness-causing germs during the rainy season, we use Dettol soap every day.
Dettol with germ defense gives you protection. Raining season brings a lot of germs, and Dettol soap's germ defense protects you from up to 100 illness-causing germs. Dettol soap is endorsed by the Nigerian Medical Association. Be Dettol sure.
Glad to know you're still there. The Minister of Defense, Muhammad Badaru Abubakar, describes as commendable President Bola Ahmed Tinubu's Project Nigeria initiative for veterans and fallen heroes, appreciating the price they paid in their service to the nation. The minister noted this while giving audience to the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation, Dr. Betta Edu, at the Ship House in Abuja. Defense correspondent Ismail Musa reports.
This meeting sets the tone for the implementation of Project Nigeria between the Ministry of Defense and the Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs and Poverty Alleviation. Targeted at renewing hope among military retirees, the Defense Minister assures of his unalloyed support and dedication to the implementation of the initiative, which also stands to further boost the morale of serving personnel.
Is to put this across to you as the coordinating ministry for defense and see how we can quickly get the data. Their wives can use this to start up small businesses that will help their children stay in school and provide basic health care and even sustain the families.
And this will also energize the military personnel on the field now to see that they are being remembered. After their retirement, they will be remembered, and if by any chance they fall, they will still be remembered.
Also present at the meeting is the chairman, Nigerian Legion, who also commended the inclusion of the veterans in the scheme.
Every veteran looks up to the Nigerian Legion for support, onward support. And this support is supposed to come from the general public.
The Ministry of Defense stressed the commitment of the federal government to uplift the welfare of serving and retired military personnel. In Abuja, Ismail Musa, NTA News.
A Nigerian Army Special Court Martial sitting in Abuja has sentenced the former Group Managing Director of the Nigerian Army Property Limited, Major General Umar Mohammed, to 7 years in prison for stealing funds belonging to the military. The 8-man panel of the court, led by Major General James Yam, held the convict was guilty of 14 counts out of the 18 counts charged. Therefore, he should refund $2.2 million and 1.65 billion naira to the military. During the trial, Mohammed had pleaded not guilty to the charges preferred against him, but the court found him culpable of breaching the Criminal Code Act and the Armed Forces Act.
Stealing, contrary to Section 383, subsection 1, punishable under Section 390, subsection 7 of the Criminal Code Act, Cap C 38, Laws of the Federation of Nigeria, 2004. The finding was guilty and sentenced. The convict senior officer is sentenced to 5 years imprisonment.
Is subject to ratification by the Nigerian Army Council, while Mohammed will remain in the custody of the military till then. Over now to Musa Abubakar for business news. Musa.
Thank you, Olajide. The IMF, in its latest revised global outlook, says global growth is to remain slow at 3.0% in 2023 and 2.9% in 2024. Sub-Saharan Africa's economic growth will shrink for a second year in a row in 2023 before rebounding in 2024. The International Monetary Fund, IMF, said in a report in which it cut its forecast for economic expansion. Growth in the region is expected to fall to 3.3% this year from 4% last year, before rebounding to 4% in 2024. That is slightly lower than the IMF predicted in July, when it said Sub-Saharan Africa will grow 3.5% in 2023 and 4.1% next year. The 2023 growth forecast for oil producer Angola was slashed from an April projection of 3.5% to 1.3%, while Nigeria's was trimmed from 3.2% to 2.9%. South Africa, whose economy is hobbled by record power cuts, will grow just 0.9% this year.
Safeguard the flow of critical minerals as well as that of agricultural commodities. Such green corridors would help reduce volatility, food insecurity, and accelerate the green transition. All countries should aim to limit geo-economic fragmentation that prevents joint progress towards a shared global prosperity.
Tackle poverty. Speakers on job-rich growth answer to poverty at the sidelines of the World Bank and IMF meetings are exploring innovative policy solutions to drive economic development through job-rich growth. They were unanimous that good jobs are the surest way of addressing poverty, suggesting that firms must grow and overcome a complex set of challenges. This includes limited access to finance, lack of fair competition, weak rule of law, and regulatory barriers to create jobs.
This year, we launched an additional 50,000 jobs with companies, and we worked for something like 6 months with 130 companies and managed to recruit 50,000 people with, of course, some active labor incentives that we infused into the system.
But along the line, there has always been that funding constraint for women, especially for startup. So, along the line, I also had to step in and approve credit sales to those women so that they could also go and sell.
We have 2 development pillars in our National Development Plan. The first one is human capital.
So it means that not only Ministry of Education and the Ministry of Health are responsible for human capital.
And out of the capital market, the equities market closed Tuesday's trading session bearish. The all-share index shed 0.17% to close at 66,984.62 basis point. 257.4 million securities in 6,498 deals worth 7.7 billion naira were traded at the end of this session. Equity capitalization fell to 36.8 trillion naira. The financial services industry dominated the activity chart, with Fidelity Bank, Access Holding PLC, and UBA. But that's business news. Olajide is back to you.
Many thanks, Musa, for the business segment of the news. Now, let's join Gift George for Sports Update.